So
You gained 1 million subscribers in a year.
that's us.
Are we part of that? Are we on the boat?
I think we're in the YouTube reaction community.
Oh my God, we're on the boat. I love him. He's such a shining light.
We love you, Ren. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Ren video. I'm Rilla.
I'm EJ.
We are EJRILLA, and we are excited to have you here. Guess what? Ren is about to hit, or has already hit, 2 million subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers, Eric.
Yeah, it is.
Like, can you imagine having
No.
2 million subscribers?
No. I don't even know like 100 people.
I know you.
Yeah, that's about
You're
it.
about 100 people.
It's the hair, isn't it?
It's the her. Yeah. But we have basically looked at Ren and was like, yo, you're a very successful, kind, and adorable human.
Yeah.
And you in the community were like, yo, you should react to the 1 million subscribers video before he does the 2 million subscribers video. So I said, done. Roasted. Let's
Boom.
do it.
Bang.
So this is all about defining success. So I'm sure we'll learn about what success means to Ren. And maybe we'll learn a little bit more about who he is behind the music scenes.
I'd like that.
You ready
Yeah.
to do it?
I'm ready to do this.
Okay. If you like us, leave a like. Do all those things. We'll talk more later.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind.
Hey, wait a minute.
I think that's us.
Are we part of that? Are we on the boat?
I think we're in the YouTube reaction community.
Oh my God, we're on the boat.
We love you, Ren.
my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah,
Okay.
success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this one...
Dude,
Wow.
I have so much more respect knowing all this stuff.
Yeah.
He had to blend his meals.
Yeah.
Dang. And like he's talking about how the darkness, and he's lived in the darkness for several times, and his mental illness as well as physical illness. I know as we're recording this, he's doing treatments in Mexico
Oh, wow.
again for his illness. So
Where'd you hear that from?
community stuff.
Interesting.
All the comments that I learned. I learned everything from comments from other videos and stuff. But yeah, so man, he's really putting it all out there for us, isn't he? And even the subtitle of this section of YouTube is just called Pain. Kind of wild.
I guess I don't know how to ask this question, but like, what does anybody know out there, like what he suffers with and suffers from?
I'm pretty sure it was Lyme disease that he suffers from.
Yeah.
And it's really tough on him.
Sure.
And the fact that the crazy thing is he was that Dead Wax video we just reacted to.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember when you had mentioned, oh, I bet he tours all the time. He doesn't tour like at all
Yeah.
because of his illness.
Because he can't. Yeah, I'm sure he like he can't.
And so that was a huge deal. Him being at the Dead Wax and actually being able to do something was huge, which is why it was such a big thing when it released. So
for years, with no answers, nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jana or Jahannam, utopia.
Jana or Jahannam? What's that?
Maybe it sounds like Nirvana, like the ultimate place of like peace.
So both Jana and Jahannam are believed to have several levels. In the case of Jana, the higher levels are more desirable, and in the case of Jahannam, the lower levels have more severe punishment. So it's Arabic.
Sure.
Refers to hell, the place of punishment for evildoers in the afterlife.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So in
It's
Islamic belief.
It's like Islamic's version of like heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Now that you're hearing those names again, I took a religions class in college.
I didn't know that.
And so when they said the words, I was like, I know what that is. Yeah. I took a religions class in college.
It's so cool that, he's talking about anger and how you need to just own up to your anger. And like, with the way the world is right now, obviously there's a lot of anger all over the place. And he's essentially talking about, live with that anger, understand it, which I think is crucial. Because you have to understand why you're angry. Otherwise, you're just leaving, blameless attacks on people, right? And just letting things happen like that. Now, this is also partially why people on the internet leave comments of hatred, because they just do it. They lash out, they throw hate at everyone, but then they don't understand what they wrote. They don't even actually listen to why they're angry. And I just think that's fascinating that he points that out. And a lot of his tracks actually talk about this kind of stuff, when the medical industry, the greed, and all this stuff. So I think it's just a cool way for him to interact with us by telling us that.
If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, Forgive yourself and then project that love outwards and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jana or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
I love him. He's such a shining light.
He's such a genuine human. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, a shining light in what's happening and, all the reactors and stuff like that. I could see why we all love him, right? So after listening to that and after watching that video, give me some, what are you feeling right now?
I don't know. I'm struggling to think of what to say. I think the biggest thing, I love how he uses, he uses his platform to express situations and real world things, which I like when people do that. Because people who have access to the platform don't use it enough.
True.
And I like that he did that. I like that he also put his heart in his sleeve and told us what he goes through, how he sees the world. It's very cool.
When you can tell he really feels it.
Yeah,
right?
He does. Yeah. You can tell that it came from the truth. This is truly how he feels and how he views the world. Yeah, no. Defining success, I would agree. I mean, you got to understand that everyone has different perspectives. Everyone is different.
And he's now at double
Yeah.
the subscribers. So I'm really curious to see what he says in his 2 million as opposed to his 1 million, right?
Yeah.
Because he was in a different place
Yep.
here than he is now.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll find out later on more about what that is.
I'm curious though, when did this drop? When did he get to 1 million?
This dropped 1 year ago. So
He gained 1 million subscribers in a year.
oh wow.
You got to think, right? Because he's at 2.04
Holy crap. Yeah, he gained 1 million in a year.
in a year.
So
That's nuts.
dang, that's so wild.
But I mean, well earned. The way that he writes his songs, the way that he talks, the way that he
Very
handles
well
himself,
spoken.
Very well spoken. He's very intelligent. He's been through a lot. He's emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
He's socially intelligent. And no, this video is it was relatable.
Yeah.
Yep, we're all going through our own thing. The world's an awful place, but it doesn't have to be.
And this is why we love Ren. This is why you love Ren. And this is why Ren will continue to be a powerhouse in the industry as an independent, which is wild. I love that so much. So awesome. Well, thank you guys for sticking around here in this video. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, do all those things, click the bell and all those things, right?
Yeah.
We also have a new Patreon and YouTube memberships. So if you really like Ren content, if you really like our content and showing your support of us, we try to make our videos entertaining and provide value to you each time. And if you think that's enough value, we would love for you to join us. But until next time, I've been Rilla.
I'm EJ.
And we will talk to you later.